Hi, and welcome into Half Hour Huddle. I'm Aaron Suttles, Director of Content for Yale, Alabama. It's Wednesday. That means we have another exciting student athlete from the University of Alabama that's going to join us. We're going to bring sophomore wide receiver Kobe Prentice here in just a second. But first, as always, want to take care of a couple housekeeping items. If you've been paying attention, we're still in the middle of our holiday giveaway. We're giving away some great prizes to all of our members and new members who have joined Yale, Alabama. Always want to highlight the fact that all 100% of the money that you donate goes to student athletes. Doesn't pay my salary, doesn't pay for the technology that we use. It 100% goes to the programs that you love and care about and programs that bring you a lot of joy, which the Alabama football team certainly has done that. So it's going to student athletes in these programs. So I want to highlight that. So make sure you're glued into all of our social channels. Every day we're having a different giveaway. And make sure you're telling your friends that they get a chance to win some of these great prizes and experiences. That's what our aim is, to sort of remove the disconnect between student athletes from the programs that you care about and yourself. And some of that means getting to meet the student athletes, interact with them, like on our half-hour huddle shows where we bring you a different coach or student athlete every week. You get to interact with them, ask them questions. You're not getting this anywhere else. And it's our pleasure to do this because, as I've highlighted all year long that we've been doing this, we have some fantastic student athletes. And I know you guys know them from what they do on the field, what they do on the court. But behind the scenes, they're great guys. And we're going to tell you a story about what Kobe Prentice did this past week that highlights that. But hopefully you guys have gotten to know that these are great young men, great young women in our programs. And to be able to support them and highlight them in their efforts brings me a lot of joy. So without further ado, let's bring in sophomore wide receiver Kobe Prentice, the pride of Calera, Alabama. Kobe, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Blessed to be here.
Well, let me start with that. So you guys oftentimes get a lot of requests. You're sort of looked up to by kids across the community. Last week, you made a little girl's day. And tell us a little about a young lady from Reeltown that you got to interact with at the Super 7 championships at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Tell us a little bit about how that came to be and what you got out of that interaction.
Well, man, I was I was actually at my friend Justin Jefferson's house. Plays linebacker here, number 28. We was sitting there playing the game, and I got a call from Trip Powell telling me, basically this little girl, she's sick, and she wants to meet an Alabama football player. So I took it as a blessing. Like for me to be able to meet her, it was a blessing to me. So I got dressed real quick, got off the game, paused the game, rushed up there, and she was probably one of the strongest women I ever met. I mean, she wasn't sad at all. She was very happy, probably more happy than I was. She brought me joy. Went in there and sat down, watched the game with her. She really made my day. So Melody she was something special.
Yeah, Melody from Reeltown. In the story, she was had been given a wish, make a wish, granted her a wish, and they gave her a few options. She could meet Nick Saban, she could do some stuff, or she could donate brand new band uniforms to her bandmate at Reeltown House School. And as unselfish as she was, she donated those band uniforms to her classmates. And so, man, what a cool story! And what does it make you feel like when people look at you, like just by what you do, you bring joy to other people?
Man, it's just a blessing. Just to see where I came from. I came from a small town like Clear, Alabama, to becoming where I'm at now. I can't do nothing but thank God. It's a blessing to be able to be inspiration for these kids and show them that they can do whatever they want to do if they put their mind to it. So it's just overall just a blessing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and dig into the questions. I know our members had some questions for you they wanted to get into. So the first one up is from Dan. Wants to know, hope your hamstring is better. Could you describe how the team organizes during halftime? Do you speak with your position coaches first, offense, defense? What's the pattern for a halftime?
Well, so we go in on halftime and we just we speak with our position coaches for a little bit, and then we speak with our unit first. Tommy Reese kind of comes out there, he draws up some plays and shows us what he's been seeing, and we put together a little halftime script, and then we go talk to our position coaches and see what we tell him what we've been seeing out there, and then he gives us tips to go out there and do what we do. But ultimately, after that, we have a talk with Saban, and that talk with Saban is that talk. It is that talk. A lot of people think he just goes in there, just spazzes on us and just yells at us, but it's not even that. It's just him just spreading the knowledge that he's been spreading over the years. And we just, after we get that talk, it's game over.
Hey, talk a little bit about your position. It was a position that was questioned coming off of last year. There were some drop concerns I know during fall scrimmages, but it's really turned into a unit that's it's one of the most important developments of the offense this year, along with Jalen Milroe in the offensive line. But you got yourself. You got a big catch versus Georgia. I think a 16-yarder versus Georgia. You got a 79-yarder. I think earlier in the season. Just talk about the evolution of this wide receiving unit, because it's not just one guy. It's not just Isaiah. It's not just Malik. It's not just Jermaine. It's yourself. There's the tight ends in that. It seems like there's a lot of weapons at skill position on the outside.
Well, it's really just the experience and us coming together as a group. I mean, over the summer and over the fall, we took some trips. Like we went to Miami as a receiver group with Jay Mill, just building that connection with them. And overall, just like I said, that experience coming back for year two is a whole different ball game. It's not like last year. We're all out there, we're identifying coverages, knowing where we need to be, where the quarterback needs us to be there. And it's just all coming together, as you can see.
Yeah, one thing that I have noticed this year, Kobe, is there's not a Julio Jones build receiver on this group, but this group makes tough catches. They will stick their nose in. They're not afraid. They put their body on the line. Yourself and Isaiah, and I know Jermaine, several instances this year where you guys have put your body in harm's way to go make a catch. You guys play a little bigger than you are, don't you?
Yeah, we practiced that at practice. When Coach Wigg, our receiver coach, Homer Wiggins, sitting there with a big pad, throwing the ball to us and hitting us. So we kind of get to the game, and it's just like practice how you play. So, yeah.
All right, let's grab another question from one of our members here. This one coming to us from Charles. How would you describe the evolution of the offense from the start of the season until now?
I think we've grown a lot. I think as far as playing for each other and just a better understanding of the offense in general. At the beginning of the season, I mean, we didn't even know who our quarterback was. So we had to really bring it together. And for us to be able to overcome that and get to where we are now is really a blessing.
Did you guys ever doubt each other? A lot is made of the South Florida game, and obviously Jalen didn't play that game. You were sort of having an open audition at quarterback. It was raining. It was miserable. Probably the worst game the team played all season. But from there, you guys came back the very next week. Everyone doubted you versus Ole Miss. You guys go out and beat Ole Miss, and then just really started stringing performances together. How did the group come together after USF, when everyone, the fans, the media, everyone had written this team off?
Well, we just kind of kept the main thing the main thing. I mean, I feel like everybody wrote us off after Texas, really. So we never, Coach Saban always harps on us not paying attention to what the media has to say, or not even, because then ultimately we're the ones out there on the field. We're the ones who have to do our job. So we can't really let the outsiders affect how we play and what we do. So we just kept the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, it's something that Jalen Hurts says a lot. We've heard that a lot now from Jalen Milroe, and you're saying it. Keep the main thing the main thing. All right, let's grab another question here. This one coming into us from Dan. When playing someone who is talking smack a lot, how do you handle staying focused? Do you respond? Do you have a go-to response? Because we all know Jermaine's I'm not going to call him a hothead, but Jermaine gets himself going by talking. You're a little quieter, at least in terms of what we've seen. Now, you may not be on the field, but how do you respond when someone's talking at you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I take it as when you talk smack to me, that means you're scared. And that's all we have to back up on. See, we the type of team that we come out that tunnel. We come out that tunnel to do our job and to dominate you. So you're going to have to talk, and you have to do something to get us out of our game. So I expect it every game, really, but I'm not the type to really hurt back. I just like to laugh it off and go to the next play.
Yeah, I mean, some players, do you feed off of it? Like, some players really get their energy from it, and they sort of, we saw in that Michael Jordan documentary, he would almost create scenarios to get himself going, even if it wasn't true. What do you use to get yourself going?
Really that first catch. You can ask any of the receivers, and I feel like this is like that for all of us. After that first catch, and you've been talking, it's on. At that first catch, I don't feel like nobody can guard me, and I just feel like it just take one catch. That's it.
All right, so you go up against them every day in practice. Who's the best from the defensive back, who's the best talker? Is it Terrion?
Ooh, it got to be an even tie between Terry and Kool-Aid. I mean, them two right there, they gonna talk. We call them all pro talkers. That's what they do. They gonna talk.
All right, let's grab another question here from one of our subscribers. This coming from Trey. He says Isaiah Bond has the iconic now James Bond celebration. We've seen the T-shirts. What is the Kobe Prentice celebration?
You kind of gonna see a mixture of everything with me. It's just what I'm feeling in that moment. We talk about some stuff before the game, but it's never like that. So it's kind of a mixture of everything.
I think that's been one of the cool trends we've seen over the last few years. That we've seen more, team celebration. I think the Miami Dolphins have done the canoe, where they get in the canoe and they're rowing it. There's these organized celebrations. I don't imagine Coach Saban would be thrilled on that, but it is fun for the players to come up. We saw a couple years ago with John Mechie and Jameson Williams. They had the sort of the guitar thing over their head. How much thought goes into those celebrations?
I mean, I feel like those celebrations are practice, like before the game, premeditated. So I feel like I like them. Like that was real cool. Just watching that in high school, the Crimson Crane and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It was cool. Like, and especially with Jameson Williams, you kind of never know what he was gonna do, but it was just entertaining to watch. So I kind of like stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you, the Isaiah Bond thing is now taken over. I actually haven't looked for you were you on the field for that play on 4th and 31?
No, I wasn't on the field. I was dealing with some hamstring stuff, so I limited my reps.
Yeah. So were you on the bench? Were you getting treatment? What was your thoughts during that play and just take us through that?
Man, I'm still beside Malachi Moore. Man, Malachi looked at me. I looked at him. I said, man, let's pray. So before the play, I think they was huddling up. I think it was right at the timeout. Me and Malachi, we sat there. We said a nice prayer, just asking Lord to step in, put his hand in. Ball goes in the air. Malachi put his head down. I looked. I seen Bond come down with it. Hey, it was crazy. That was wild. And then I just seen him get up and do the Isaiah Bond pose. I started doing it too. Hey, so yeah, that was wild.
Just in that moment, obviously that stadium, you've now played in that game. That stadium has a life of its own in that game. Though those fans get rabid, they really have. We always hear about home field advantage. That truly is during big games at Jordan-Hare a home field advantage. But to have it going crazy 1 second to completely silent, what was that moment like?
Man, it was crazy. I mean, for the people that was there, you understand it was wild. I mean, I talked to Isaiah. He said he thought about jumping in the crowd, but he thought he was gonna get punched. it, it was wild, though. I mean, you could hear a pin drop at that moment, and then everybody just after that it got super loud. So it was wild.
So Coach Saban has said, this is one of those things you guys might practice on a Friday. When you practice it, I mean, obviously there's some skill involved. It takes a big arm. I mean, I think we calculated Jalen threw it 53.5 yards, and it wasn't a Hail Mary. It wasn't on a complete rope, but he had some arm strength. And he threw it to the back corner of the end zone. But as a wide receiver, obviously you're just trying to get open. What's your thought process? Are you trying to get away with a push off? Like, what do you when you're running that play? How are you trying to get open?
So make no mistake, we do practice that play, but it is not like that.
Yeah.
That was just one of them situations to where I trust my guy over yours. It's time to make a play.
Yeah.
So it's like in them situations like that, a little push off, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. It's me versus you. So that's
Just
how I see it. Yeah, just be better.
yeah,
That's how I see it.
yeah, just being a competitor. All right, let's grab another question here. This one comes to us from Christopher. There's a good one. Did you watch the college football playoff selection show with your teammates? And if so, what was the reaction in the room?
I was actually sitting there watching it with Malik Benson and Justin Jefferson. Man, we was turned. Man, we was in the middle of a 2K game and we had it going on the big screen. And they put Alabama in there. Man, we was excited, man. Man, it was a great day.
So, but before it, did you guys have a feeling, or did you think you were in, or did you just truly not know?
I kind of figured that we were in because growing up as an Alabama guy, most years when we had one loss and we beat Georgia like that in the SEC championship, they usually put us in there because we have no choice because Georgia's always number one. So I kind of had a feeling that we would be in there, but just kind of looking at Florida State, how they were undefeated. It was one of those things where you had to give it to God. So
Yeah. It was a bad situation. Obviously, as a competitor, you may know some guys who play from Florida State. That's just, you go unbeaten, you should deserve a chance. But obviously, you wanted to be in, and now you guys are in. You'll be playing against Michigan in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. Um, does this current generation, do they hold the same esteem for the Rose Bowl is sort of how it's built out in its history of sort of being this historic venue? What's the current players' thoughts on playing in a Rose Bowl?
man, well, most of these players we got this year, we were young last year, so we ain't played it. They ain't played in no Rose Bowl, so playing in the Rose Bowl is big for us. I mean, Michigan's a great team. They got some great guys on the back end. They got a pretty good defense, and they got a good quarterback, some good running backs. So we just preparing each day for them and getting ready to dominate, just like we always do.
Yep. All right, let's grab another one here from one of our Yay Alabama members. This one coming to us from JJ. How beneficial has the break been for your body as well as mentally? Just being able to press pause, decompress a little bit. Obviously, we know you play a 12-game regular season. You play in a very physical SEC championship game that over the toll on your body takes a lot. But there's also a mental toll that the media and the fans don't always recognize. Of you got practice, you got school, and so how beneficial has this break just been for your mental well-being and for your body?
It's been great. I was dealing with a strained hamstring, so this little break done heal me right back up. So, but going over a 12 season stretch, it can be tough on your body, but mentally, you just kind of gotta have the mindset of each and every day, no matter how you feel, no matter what you're frustrated with, they'll get the same result out of you. So it's like, yeah, just showing up each and every day, giving it all you got, and just buying in 100%. That's kind of the mindset.
All right, let's grab another question here. This one coming to us from Ben. Oh, here we go. What do you want for Christmas this year?
Uh, I just like to see my family. Go home, spend some time with my mom. I got her a great present this year. Last year, I got her something, but it wasn't as big as it was this year. So just going home, being able to spend some time with my mom and my dad and my brother and my sisters. It's just that's all I want.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, spending time with family. I'm like you, I don't know how you feel about this, but when you get someone a good gift that you know they're going to love, it's almost better than getting a gift. I mean, being able to give someone something that you know they're going to freak out about or love. I mean, I'm almost to the point where I have a hard time waiting until the day to give it to them. I always want to just give it to them early just to make them happier. But do you find that to be true? Like giving sometimes better than getting?
Most definitely. I tried to give my mom her Christmas gift actually last Saturday, but she told me to wait till Christmas. So yeah, I feel what you're saying though.
All right, I think we got one more question here from one of our members. Steve wants to know, what's the best Christmas present you've ever received?
Best Christmas present. I would have to say the PlayStation 4. I when I got the PlayStation 4 when it first came out on Christmas, man, my world changed. My brother had one. I just used to watch him play and stuff like that, but I could never play because I didn't have my own game. So when I got that PlayStation 4, my friends ain't see me outside for the next 6 months. Hey, I was on that game every day. So I say that had to be the best Christmas present I ever got.
So I think earlier you said when you guys right before the announcement that you were playing 2K. Is that your favorite game, 2K?
2K, yeah, we went on a stretch. Me and my teammates went on a stretch. Jahad Campbell, like I said, Justin Jefferson. We went on a stretch where we played, and Isaiah Bond. We went on a stretch where we played 2K about every day last year, just playing against each other. It was wild, but I'm really a Call of Duty guy.
Okay. Did you ever get? Are you have you played Grand Theft Auto? And you saw the new trailer that was released in the last week or so. That game's coming out 2025 maybe. But a lot of people are excited about that one.
Yeah, I played Grand Theft Auto a little bit growing up. I had I was like a level 100 or something, and then my little cousin actually came over and sold everything on my account and kind of messed it up for me. So I stopped playing it.
Okay.
But I'm definitely gonna get into GTA 6 for sure.
Okay. For people that follow us on our social channels, Kobe was kind enough this year to document some of his game day fits for us. Him and Isaiah really helped us out and just showed us what style looks like. For those who are fashion challenged that want to dress better, you're one of the better dressed guys on the team. We did a preseason poll, and you and Isaiah's names were mentioned a lot in terms of fashion. What piece of advice can you give to people who want to sort of want to up their game for their New Year's resolutions, that want to dress better and look better?
Well, they need to hit up Kanika Prentice. My mom, I got to give all the credit to her. She picks out all my suits and just reports them up here to me every Friday. So I say just hit on my mom. Really, I can't take no credit for that.
There you go. If you want to dress better in 2024, hit up Kobe's mom, and she will hook you up with fits. Kobe, we appreciate it. We know you got workouts, you got treatment you got to get to. Thanks so much for allowing us to take a peek inside your world, and for helping us sort of document the ride that it's been this year. We are rooting for you to stay healthy, and we'll certainly be rooting for you guys when you take on #1 Michigan on New Year's Day.
I thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, Kobe. I want to highlight again, this is a young man who was hanging out with his friends. And now put yourself back in college. It's not, I'm not going to say selfish, because you're a young person and you sort of, it's not selfish. You just do your life through your lens, especially when you're in college. It's all about what kind of fun can I have now. He's hanging out with his friend on a cold night playing video games with his best friend. And he gets a call, can you come sit with a total stranger who's sick? Didn't say, nah, didn't say I'll be there in an hour. He immediately got up, went to Bryant Denny Stadium, and made this young girl's night. And so those are the kind of stories, like, I know a lot of people would do that. I mean, a lot of people watching would do that. But it's just the more we can highlight sort of those types of experiences that the student athletes at Alabama are giving to fans. And I know we're working on something. We've been working on it pretty much all year long for a couple of players that have done something similar for a young lady. The more we can highlight that to, this is what NIL is all about, to help support these student athletes who are making some dreams come true and making people's days better. So I want to thank Kobe again for joining us. Again, check us out. Go buy some merch at yay-alabama.com. You can go to our shop and see all the latest outerwear that we've got. We've had the T-shirts. We've got new stuff coming in all the time. And make sure you're staying into our social channels, because we're doing those holiday giveaways every day. And we're trying to bump our membership numbers up, because it's a competition. And that's what this world is. You're competing. You're competing on the field, and now you're competing off the field. So we got to keep Alabama as competitive as we can. We certainly appreciate you, because you guys have already made this dedication and contribution to be members of Yay Alabama. We certainly appreciate it. So thanks again to Kobe, and we will see you guys next week. I think we're going to take a break from Half Hour Huddle. We might be doing something recruiting related, so keep your eyes peeled for that. December 20th is the first day of early signing period. I guess they don't call it early signing period. It is a one of the two now signing periods for football. It opens on December 20th, runs through December 22nd. So we might have some interviews with some from some guys who are committed to Alabama and who have signed. So we'll keep working at that for you. So, and then if we don't see you after that, we hope you have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. So for Kobe, Prentice, I'm Aaron Suttles from Yay Alabama. Thanks for joining us for another Half Hour Huddle.